we had talked about the principle behind DNA fingerprinting, that was DNA polymorphism, and we did discuss about a term known as VNTR, variable number of tandem repeats. Now, I am not going to repeat it because we are going to exclusively see what are the various stages which are involved in DNA fingerprinting, matching those VNTRs. Now, when I discussed the topic, I gave you the example that usually this DNA fingerprinting technique is used for finding out the criminal cases. If you have a sample, blood sample from the crime site and you have a suspect, so you need to draw a parallel between the DNA of the suspect and the crime spot samples. So, you use DNA fingerprinting, otherwise you use DNA fingerprinting for disputed parentage. So, we are going to take the example of a plant cell's DNA fingerprint and see how this could be parallelly used in the example I gave you. Now, first of all, the cell sample would be taken. The cell sample would be taken from the site in the case of crime scene. Otherwise, over here we had taken the cell sample which would be made or subjected to such processes where the DNA could be extracted from the cell. Now, this DNA extraction, for that you need to go through what we study in biotechnology when we say that the isolation of genetic material topic we have studied over there. The DNA extraction takes place by which in which we dissolve the cells and extract the DNA. After that, the DNA is cleaved using specific type of enzymes known as restriction enzymes. Those restriction enzymes, they cut the DNA at specific sites. Okay, they are very specific. They are going to cut the DNA at that very site. Again, if that some other DNA is going to be subjected to that restriction enzyme, it would give the same fragments. Now, the fragments which are obtained, they are they are separated using gel electrophoresis. Now, what is gel electrophoresis? Gel electrophoresis is a technique where we use agarose gel for separation of the fragments according to their size, arrangement in fact, according to the size of DNA fragment using anode and cathode principle. Okay, DNA is negatively charged, so it rushes towards positively charged part and we get fragments. Now, these fragments are arranged according to the size. Now, the VNTRs that would be formed, they would be cut and there would be specific size pattern. These fragments would be transferred to a nitrocellulase membrane for this southern blotting technique, and that southern blot would be bound to radioactive DNA probe. Okay, the specific DNA fragments would bind to radioactive DNA probe. They would glow as orange bands. Okay, it is washed, excess probe is washed, then X-ray film is used to detect the DNA fragments. Now, supposedly you have the suspect's DNA fragments and the DNA fragments which are formed as a result of these steps, they would match and you can figure it out who is the criminal. Okay, so in this case we have plant A that is given and we have the sample that we obtain. Now, as you can see, the sample's DNA fragments or the VNTRs which are obtained, they match with that of plant A. So, we can see that the fingerprint of the sample and plant A matches as compared to the plant B, because over here the bands are different. How the bands have been obtained? They have been first subjected to gel electrophoresis. Whatever bands are obtained, then they are subjected to a southern blotting technique which is used for attaching the radioactive DNA probes onto those segments. Those segments, once they have been attached to the radioactive DNA probe, they are going to show radioactivity while illuminated with the radioactive, while illuminated with the ultraviolet rays, and for that we use the X-ray film. The probe that we obtain, that is matched with the sample. The probe that we obtain is considered as sample and that is matched with